Yo, it was good boxing heads and fight fans around the world. B Marsh Boxing back at it with another breakdown and prediction. So we got this fight coming up this Sunday actually, March 24th, I believe. Um, MGM National Hard Boxing Hill, Maryland. We got the hometown kid Lamont Peterson versus Sergey Lipinets. Lipinets 14 wins, one loss, and 10 KOs. He's going against the veteran Lamont Peterson. 35 wins, four losses, one draw, 17 KOs. Now, this is a good fight for both guys, you know what I mean? The man Lamont Peterson been out the ring since January of 2018, since he got stopped, retired in his corner by the man Errol Spence. You know what I mean? Before that, Lamont Peterson has been fighting like once a year lately, you know what I mean? For, he didn't fight at all in 2016, and the last time he did fight twice a year was, I believe, in 2015 when he fought guys like Danny Garcia and Felix Diaz. You know what I mean? Now Sergey Lipinets, he's had a relatively short pro career, only 15 total fights, but he's a world champion, or at least has been a world champion. When he fought that Japanese dude Akihiro Kondo, and that fight, I ain't gonna lie, man, that fight was a little controversial. The fight could have gone either way, to say the least. The man Limpinets, he didn't look too great in that ring versus the Japanese Kondo. Okay, then he put his belt on the line in the next fight. I hope he got paid well when he fought Mikey Garcia, and he lost a unanimous decision, and he got dropped, I believe, in round five. Don't quote me. I remember he got caught with a check left hook. You know what I mean? He caught the man Mikey first with his own left hook, but Mikey had timed his left hook perfectly, put him on his ass. You know what I mean? Then he came back and he fought against Eric Bonet in a controversial decision as well, close fight. Eric Bonet is a guy who's campaigned. He's campaigned at welterweight, but I hadn't seen him fight in a long time since he had fought guys like maybe Miguel Vasquez or Chris Algieri, Sean Porter, those guys. That was a long time ago, like 2015. You know what I mean? So for the man, excuse me, Limpiness to struggle versus Eric Bonet, that's a red flag right there already. You know what I mean? Red flag also with Lamont Peterson. Of course, the age advantage goes to the man Limpiness. Limpiness is 29. The man Lamont Peterson, he's 35 years old. You know what I mean? You check it. The man Lamont Peterson does have he's the taller fighter, about 5'9", I think a 72-inch reach, while the man Limpinets is 5'7", 67-inch reach. So, the man Lamont Peterson is a guy who can do it all, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't do anything particularly well, but he can do it all. He can box on his toes, on the back foot, bouncing on his toes, using a lot of lateral movement, or he's a guy who can bang and stand in the pocket, throw the malicious body shots, and you know what I'm saying? Close the distance and be an inside fighter, you know what I mean? Um, that's what he tried to do with the man Errol Spence to me, which was the wrong game plan. He had success maybe in one round. I believe I gave him one round, maybe two. I don't got my scorecard in front of me versus Errol Spence. You know what I mean? He did clip Errol Spence a little bit, a couple times, but ultimately his game plan, in my opinion, was all wrong because he was the come forward fighter. You know what I mean? Coming forward to a guy who also likes to bang, can also box in Errol Spence, but ultimately if you get on the inside, man, that's detrimental to a boxer's health, you know what I mean? And Lamont Peterson paid, you know what I'm saying? He paid the price for trying to walk and stalk the man, Errol Spence. But against a guy like Limpiness, I believe he can do that, you know what I mean? when he fought the man, Lamont Peterson fought when he fought Danny Garcia, he mixed it up. He did a little bit of both, and that's what I think confused the judges. You know what I mean? And that's why the judges ultimately gave him the loss. I thought that Lamont Peterson won that fight. I mean, he started out boxing. You know what I mean? Using his lateral movement, stick and move. You know what I'm saying? Staying on the outside, letting the man slow, flat-footed Danny Garcia try to stalk him. But between round 9 through 12, it was all Lamont Peterson on the front foot, stalking, closing the distance on the man, Danny Garcia, you know what I mean, and putting the pressure on him. And Danny Garcia looked bewildered and dumbfounded in them championship rounds. You know what I mean? And that's why I think the man Lamont Peterson won that fight. It was a close fight. I had it 7-4 in favor, 7-5 in favor of Lamont, but I think Lamont Peterson will do a little bit of both. This little guy Lipinets, you know what I mean? A little guy, I call him because, he's coming up in weight. He's about 5'7", you know what I mean? There's a lot of taller welterweights out there right now, the top notch, high caliber welterweights. He's going to look almost like a midget against him, you know what I mean? Lamont Peterson is a guy who's going to use his length and reach. He's going to outbox this guy, you know what I'm saying? He's going to outbox the man Lipinets, keep him at the end of his jab, throw some body shots in there, try to break him down. It might be a similar performance like we just seen last weekend from Errol Spence and Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia. You know what I mean? Even Errol Spence, he mixed it up a little bit in a few of them rounds where he closed the distance and was banging on the man. Mikey Garcia, and I believe that's what we're gonna see. That kind of blueprint. That's what Lamont Peterson does well. You know what I mean? You check it. The little guy Limpinets, he's a guy who's gonna want to brawl and he's gonna want to slug it out at some point in time in the fight. And I believe that's when Lamont Peterson will be comfortable again on the inside, breaking him down to the molecule with left hooks to the liver, right hands over the top. You know what I mean? Lamont Peterson is a guy who's not really a powerful puncher, but he got enough pop to keep a guy like Limpinets honest. You know what I mean? Probably couldn't do that for 12 rounds versus Errol Spence because Errol Spence can bang. But, Lamont Peterson likes to mix it up and rough it up too on the inside. And I see Lamont Peterson keeping the man Limpinets at the end of his jab, breaking him down when he gets on the inside when the guy wants to brawl. And it's going to be an exciting fight, you know what I mean? I think Lamont Peterson, this is going to be his first fight back at D.C., I believe, since I last seen him in D.C. at the D.C. Armory. I believe that was like 2014 when he fought that Canadian, Haitian Canadian. What's his name? Thierry Jean, you know what I mean? That's the last time I believe Lamont Peterson has had a headbangers home event. You know what I'm saying? A home event in the Washington D.C. Maryland area, and I think he's gonna show out and put on the show for the home team. You know what I mean? And Limpinets coming over from California. He got a different trainer. Last time I seen him versus Eric Bonet, he was with Buddy McGirt. You know what I mean? So now this time he's going with Joe Goosen. That's going to be his trainer. So he's been training out there in California. All well and fine for him. Lamont Peterson been training at the Headbangers Gym out there, Southwest DC. You know what I'm saying? On the other side of South Capitol. You know what I mean? On the south side. And he's going to be well acclimated to the distance of the arena, fighting in his hometown. He been sparring with Sean Porter to get ready for this fight. You know what I mean? I think both guys needed each other. Sean Porter was using Lamont Peterson to replicate and emulate what Ugas is going to bring to the table, and Sean Porter being the shorter fighter, a guy who wants to come on the inside. That's what basically guys like Limpinets would do. You know what I mean? He's a guy who fights best when he's close to distance, fighting at a closer range than fighting from the outside. And that's what Sean Porter was there to replicate for the sparring sessions with Lamont Peterson. You know what I mean? So I believe Lamont Peterson gonna get this W. Probably 8 rounds to 4, 7 rounds to 5 maybe. But it's gonna be a clear, decisive win for the man Lamont Peterson. I believe he's gonna win this fight via unanimous decision. I gotta take that back. Matter of fact, the last time Lamont Peterson fought in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area was when he fought what's that guy's name? Uh, what's that guy? Felix Diaz. That was at one of them universities over there in Fairfax. Is it James Madison? James Madison. I believe it was James Madison out there in Fairfax. That's the night Pritchard Cologne, you know, got into that fight with the other guy, somebody Williams, and that was the last we ever heard from the man. Pritchard Cologne, you know what I mean? So Lamont Peterson, I believe, will get it done. VVS Lou Stones in the chat. What's good, son? He says Lamont best not show best not show elite footwork against Lipinets or the arrow fight will look suspicious. Yeah, man. Lamont Peterson, he's a guy who can do it both. You know what I mean? Use the footwork, or he could stand on the, hold his square and bang on the inside. You know what I mean? But I think he's going to do a little bit of both because that's also the type of pressure that Sergey Lipinets would bring. Lipinets ain't just going to stay on the outside all night. You know what I mean? So we shall see. B Marsh Boxer, I got unanimous decision for Lamont Peterson. Leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know who you guys think going to win this fight in the comment section.